out, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain.
What's going on, guys? William here, Limitless Knowledge. So today I just want to share some knowledge about a tool. You can refer to as a tool, something you can learn on your own, something that I've been learning on my own, which is 3D, creating 3D art. You can create 3D modeling, whatever you want to create with this tool. So basically this is something that I've been learning on my own time. Didn't go to school for it, so it's free. It's a free tool. It's an amazing tool. It's free for anyone to use. There's so many add-ons that you can put on the tool as well, so that's why it's so good. So I've been doing it for quite a bit now, quite a bit of time, maybe a year or two, and slowly learning little things that you can do on it. So the tool is called Blender, and you can actually get it. Let me see. Blender. The website is called blender.org. So it's basically open to the public and you can download it. Here for Mac or the PC. And here's kind of just seeing that I'm on a Mac, that's why I'm doing that. You can download it. So the tool is really good to create 3D art. Let me open an example of the art that I've been able to create, and this is without any knowledge of it, just slowly learning by watching YouTube videos, reading about it, and got some add-ons that are free. Let's see which one did I work on. Try this one. So this is a 3D render that I did. So basically, the first thing you need to, if you're new to it and you're gonna try to learn it, don't get overwhelmed if you don't know how to create certain models. Let's say you want to create a hand, and it's complicated. You can create it from zero here on the tool. But if you want to get a model of a hand, there's places where you can download. For example, I got BlenderKit, basically a website. BlenderKit is a website that gives you models, materials that you can use when creating 3D art. Okay, here's some models that people have created already. You can actually use them and work on them, to improve or to include in your art. You have materials that you can use.
It's kind of slow because I
creating
got
a
so
wall,
many things open right now.
a brick wall.
The Photoshop.
You can use those materials to make it look more realistic, right? So that's basically an add-on that you can use on the tool. There's so many more and so much out there that you can use. This is just an example. I'm just introducing this. This is not a tutorial per se. It's just me showing something that I'm learning on my own and can eventually be very useful to create stuff. For example, if I'm doing websites and I want to create something for clients, I can create a 3D model of a logo, or you can create anything that I want to come up with on this tool. So it's just another skill that is good for you to learn if you're interested in learning 3D, right? So it's something that can also be good for you while doing something else. Okay. So let me just change to so this one is an example of one that I created from scratch. Again, everything you see here is things that I put together, and also the materials that I use, materials that you can find online, right? Like I said, BlenderKit, for example. If you want to look for material, I already have it as an add-on on the tool, which is BlenderKit. Now you do is log into the website, and then log in through here, and then everything shows up. So let's say I wanted concrete from my floor or the walls. So you see, these are materials. I just select my. Again, this is not a tutorial from start to end or anything like that. It's just to show you how good the tool is and how easy it is to try and learn this stuff. Now, later on, I can try to create some tutorials. People start liking the videos and stuff like that. But for now, it's just me showing something that I'm learning on my own, and knowledge that is good. It's good to do a lot of different things. You can create art if that's what you love. You can create certain things, 3D objects and stuff that you need for maybe other types of projects. Let's say you're an interior designer and you want to learn this stuff and you want to be able to create a design to show your clients. I mean, anybody can learn it. It takes time, right? If you have the time, you can learn it. And if you really are consistent and want to learn it, then you will. It's not complicated. It's just finding out where to click on and clicking on them and figuring out what things do in this tool, right? So all I will have to do is, like, if I want to change the material in this hand, I just select that hand and click on it. It's probably going to be slow right now because I have multiple things running, but anyways, just changing the material. We'll change the material of the hand. Let me just show a more clear picture of what that looks like. A piece of art. Let me see if I have it open. It's open. So it's this one here. You can see this is the piece that I created. I created multiple ones already. I will show it at the beginning of the video so you can see some of the art that I have created. Some of these pieces I did use as art that I put in as NFTs. And some of these they get purchased already. But again, I'm not a full-time 3D artist or anything like that. I didn't go to school for it. This is something that I learned on my own, and I had never done 3D. Again, don't get overwhelmed by things that might be too complicated to create. Like if you want to create a person, for example, this initial models I can use that and then work on them to improve and change them as you like. Certain things that you can add on, right? So this is the model. This is an animated model. This pieces in this that actually move. Let me see if I have the actual animated one. I think I have it. I think it's this one, which I render in 4K. Let's see if it plays with the computer screen. Buzz it out. So here it is. Here's the animated model. Just a quick animation. Right? And the only thing that I've made animated is this sphere in the middle with the person. You can animate this person here. But you see, and it's simple stuff to create. Once you start learning what to select and what options you have here on the tool, right? Now, if you are a full-time artist and you have the creativity to create more more creative stuff, right, on the tool, actually you will do really good. Let me see if I open another. If I can open another one, you can see. See this one. Now, what I suggest for you, if you're interested in something like this, so this is another model that I created. So basically, just download the tool, start playing with it. Maybe get a free model from some of those websites. There's plenty of websites for Blender models. Just search for that on Google, and you're gonna find plenty of free models and websites that give you free models and models that you can practice on. Now, this is another example of a render that I did. If you notice, let me see if it doesn't take time to, or I can just open and show you. It should be. Okay, do this one. Yeah. So this is a render. Again, this one, what I was trying to mostly work with was the model where I can animate the clothing and stuff like I should refer to it cloth. I wanted to animate the cloth movement, and I did that. Actually, I have the video. But anyways, so here's the model. To me, the tool was not hard to learn certain things when it comes to animating, and it's pretty straightforward. Once you research and find out where to find or what to click on, because it has quite a few things, right? But once you find out, it's actually not difficult. It's difficult stuff to do, just changing values and stuff like that. But you play with it and you change it in the way you want it, in the way you think it works best, and that's it. It's not it's nothing. Again, 3D art is basically depends on how creative you are. You just get creative with it and create whatever you want to create. Now, this is just me. I imagine, I have a model, or let me put it like this way, and then let me put rocks here. And you kind of work with it and create what you want to create with it. It's just what it is. It's fun to work. I wish it was something. Again, guys, this is not a full tutorial. It's just me walking you through the tool and I guess recommending and suggesting you learn this new skill that you can use to do 3D modeling. Like if you need it for, let's say, creating 3D model of interior design. For example, if you needed to create a 3D art for NFTs, or 3D art because you just love creating art, or creating 3D art for if you're a tattoo artist, anything you want to create, right? So that basically it's just me suggesting it and walking you through it. Later on, if people request it and like the video, maybe I can try to create more detail on how to do certain things, because I'm not an expert by any means, just learning as I go, sharing it as I go, and sharing how a beginner can learn how to do art like this. I mean, I'm sure there's obviously way better out there and people can create way better, because I'm not an expert, but I never thought I was going to be able to create 3D art. First, because I didn't go to school for it, and second, tools were way too expensive to try and do, right? But I found this tool by searching for it, and then I found it, and it's not difficult to learn, as long as you put your time. So I say that the most complicated things to learn in this tool will be just remembering all those little shortcuts and where to find certain things. But eventually, once you do it once or 3 or 4 times, you will always remember it. Resizing stuff, short clicking stuff, like let's say S, clicking an S and then be scaling, and then R, rotate, certain things like that become second nature after you do it for a while. Other things that take you a little bit of time, and save you time when creating art. It doesn't take you long after you learn it. Again, that's one example of art that I have created. As you can see, just a simple model, and I've used some add-ons. Like if you look at the background, those squares or those cubes, that's another add-on that I use to try and create those pop-up things on those cubes. Now, animating is straightforward. There's tools like create animation for models for you that you can just import and animate your characters. You can also animate it by doing it yourself. Let's say I want to animate his arm. Go to edit mode. Select. Go to object mode. Use an object mode. Let's say I want to animate that arm. Just click the rotate. You see how it moves the arm. And you record it down here on the bottom, that animation. You see, it's moving the arm because I'm moving it, selecting to move. And then if you want to remove it in a certain way for a certain amount of time, let's say you want to remove his legs, his head, make them walk, you can do all that. Now, this is a little more advanced stuff. You just gotta research on where to click or how to do it, and then you'll learn how to do it as well. Okay. Again, back to this. When I say there's a lot of add-ons that you can use, there's plenty of more. I've got one like Face Builder, is where you grab images of a person. If you want the model to look like a certain person, you can grab the face pictures of a person and attach them to that model, and it will actually look like whoever you want it to look like, as long as you have the pictures from the side, from the front. That's one, for example, another add-on. And this other add-on is BlenderKit. I don't think I've added any other one that I can remember off right now. Anyways, again, I suggest you go and download it if you're interested. Start learning it, start sharing your knowledge, and keep moving forward. Knowledge is there's no limit to how much knowledge you can gain as long as you find the time to learn new things. Thank you guys. Please subscribe. Let me know what you think.